last mini lesson, we learned about how producers, consumers, and decomposers all play a role in sharing energy given off by the sun. Each of these words, producer, consumer, decomposer, is a scientific term. Anyone remember what these words mean? Producer? David?
It means something that like makes other things.
Okay, anyone have another one, Braisley?
It can like make stuff for like other plants and animals.
Okay, great. What's a consumer? Dixie?
Something that like takes all the things that other things take.
Okay, anyone have different definition, Bella?
Like it's what takes it's what takes everything from the producers.
Okay, Aubrey, what do you think?
Animals are consumers because they eat the food that grows on farms.
Good. So producers are
Animals. And
nope.
Plants.
Consumers are animals.
Animals.
Producers are
Plants.
plants. And then good. What are decomposers? Remember?
They're
What are
natural.
an example?
Worms.
They're worms. Yeah. Good. All right. So today we're looking at clues in a text, so context clues, to help us define such terms when encountering them in our reading. So there's 3 terms I want us to look at before we begin. Harvest. Who knows what harvest means? Now? To pick? Yeah, so what do you pick in a harvest, Bella?
Like pumpkins or something.
Yeah, like whatever you plant, right?
Yeah.
Good. So harvest is one of them. Next is nutrients. What would be a good definition for nutrients? Aubrey.
Nutrients are what's in the soil to help plants grow.
Okay, nutrients can be in the soil. Good. Anyone else have a different definition? Dixie?
Something that makes you healthy or is healthy.
Okay, it could be healthy, Adrian.
Like vitamin D.
Kind of. Yeah, so it's helpful, things that can help you or plants or soil, etc. Good. Lastly, you're going to hear the words Haudenosaunee or Iroquois. These are Native American tribes, okay? Say Haudenosaunee.
Haudenosaunee.
Iroquois.
Iroquois.
Good. All right. So, in this mini lesson, you will learn how to use context clues to find the meaning of unfamiliar words you encounter in this text, the Three Sisters Farming Method. Context clues help you to do what?
Figure out
Figure out a word you may not know. Good. Informational science texts like this one often include unfamiliar domain-specific words. That just means scientific words or words that are specific to the text. That's not really in our normal day-to-day vocabulary. Recognizing and understanding these context clues is important because it will help you better understand the text as you read it and will also expand your vocabulary related to the topic. So we are looking in paragraph 1 on this side. Looking at the sentence, let me find it. Down here at the result is, put your finger there. And we're gonna bracket this sentence. The result is that each plant benefits from its proximity or closeness to other plants. When looking at this text, we see the word proximity. Circle the word proximity. If proximity was not in our everyday vocabulary, we can use this signal word or to give us the synonym that comes after. So what words comes after or? Closeness. So we can infer that proximity is the same as the word closeness. Good. So we're going to write that out to the side. Proximity equals closeness. That one's easier because it basically gives you a synonym to help you. This next example is a little bit harder. Look on the other side. Oh, I'm wrong. Look towards the bottom and find this sentence. The beans absorb and distribute an element called nitrogen, which causes the other plants to grow stronger. So context clues in this type, it can give us definitions. They use signal words, so look for these signal words. Called, which, for, or, if that. So we've used this one already. This next one uses which word? Called. Good. So we can look at the word called to signal us that she's introducing a new word. So the word nitrogen. Could you give me a good definition for nitrogen? What do you think, Braisley?
It's something that the bean plant produces that feeds the other plants. Like
Okay.
The other plants use to make oxygen for people.
Good. But hold on. We're not using the word called. What word are we using?
Which?
Which. So if we see the word which, underline it. This signals to us that we can get a definition of where. After what? After the word which. Good. So nitrogen can be described as an element that helps other plants to grow stronger. So we're going to write that definition out here. An element that helps plants to grow stronger. Alright, once you're done with that, we are now looking over at the second paragraph, and you are going to be looking at this sentence. I'll move it in just a second. Look over to the second paragraph. We are looking at this sentence starting with corn. Corn contains compounds called carbohydrates that give people energy. What I want you to do is I want you to look at this sentence and I want you to find out a good definition for carbohydrates by looking at your context clues and look for a signal word. Once you can find it, I want you to write on the side a good definition for carbohydrates. Write it on the side. You have a question? Or you're giving me an answer? I'm gonna come around and look in just a second. I'm gonna give you about a minute to read the sentence, look for the signal word, give me a good definition. After you've written to the side, I want you to find your partner, your thinking partner. Both of you tell each other what signal word you found, what definition you gave. I'll give you about 1 minute. And then what do I do? You just underline it and you just draw a line. Did y'all find the same thing? Yeah. Okay. Alright, a group share. What did you find? Aubrey, what did you and your partner just call those? What are these called?
Signal?
Signal words, good. So that was our signal word. So I'm gonna underline that. And then how did that help you to give you a definition? What comes after that?
Gives people energy.
Good. So what's the definition of carbohydrates?
They give people
energy.
They give people energy. Good. Adrian?
Oh,
You were gonna answer what we just said.
Yeah.
All right, good. So when y'all read in just a second, I want you to use your context clues to figure out any unfamiliar words that you may come across.